Good morning, otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mask Diva. How's everyone doing today? Well, I've got a story for you. Yes, Bozo time. Yes, Bozo time. This time, I was in the pharmacy. Yep, that's right. Bozo in the pharmacy time. Bozo in the pharmacy time. Alright, so, yeah, I know. Let's get the party started. No, those weren't fun pills. Sorry. No more fun pills for me. Those are just my regular, run-of-the-mill, same pills I always get. No fun pills. I'm not getting fun pills anymore. Nope. No, not at all. So, but, it was quite a story I'm going to tell you. Ready? Okay. Like to hear about it? Here it goes. Okay. So, let me describe the day. The pharmacy's just up the street. I walk down there. It's 4 blocks, but it's 4 blocks in 114 degree heat. So I'm walking up the street. I walk to the pharmacy. I go in there, and at first I don't see him because it's a fairly long line. I get in the line. I don't know how I see this guy because I swear he's like 7 feet tall. He's not. But to me, he is. Okay, I'm only about 5'5". You guys are like, but you used to play basketball. You're only 5'5". Yeah. I'm only 5'5". That's true. You guys are like, no way. Yeah, but I used to play basketball. 5'5". So, standing in line, I look up, and it's like, there's a couple people ahead of me, and I look, and the guy moves away from the partition, and he seems to be having some kind of, and he seems really, really tall, but it's not, he must have been 6'3" or something like that, but he seems like he was like 7 feet tall, okay? He's taller than average, but he just seemed really, really tall because he was intimidating. And he was intimidating because he was very intoxicated. And he was also talking very loud. And he was also threatening the pharmacist. Not only was he threatening the pharmacist, but he was threatening his wife. Not only was he threatening his wife, he was threatening the guy standing in front of me. And I was the customer in back of it. Okay? And he was challenging the guy to a fight. He was talking stuff to the pharmacist. And he had an open bottle of Jack Daniels in his hand. I can't make this up. So he's threatening everybody. Then his wife bursts out crying. I'm looking around like, how did I not realize I was walking into this? Now, it's hot outside. Take a good look at me. Do I look like I can tolerate the heat very well? Obviously, I'm a medication taker. Okay? It's, a lot of pills in here, okay? I don't take the heat very well. It's 114 degrees. I'm in there going, I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. This guy is threatening everybody, and I'm looking around like, where's the security guard? How did he get in here? How did he get helped? How does he have an open Jack Daniels bottle? There's not even like a paper bag around it. He's not even like a professional wino. He's in there with an open bottle and everybody could see it, and he's taking drinks from it, talking smack to everybody, threatening everybody. The guy in front of me is a big guy too, and he's ready to take him. And the wife is crying, and other people are putting their arms around her, including other guys, like, honey, are you okay? Are you all right? He's a jerk, and you don't have to take that. And I'm just like, your husband's a bozo, But I don't come out and say, your husband's a bozo, but I'm thinking, your husband's a bozo, because he's acting a fool, he's making a scene, he's being over-emotional, he's an addict, obviously. They won't give him his pills, obviously, right? Because he's being belligerent. Well, he's under the influence. They're not going to give somebody like that their medication because he's drunk. Okay, they're not going to give somebody who was intoxicated with that level who's obviously openly drinking whatever those pills were. They took an oath not to do that, obviously, so they're not going to give them to him. And he's cursing them out and saying all this stuff. Plus, he's challenging everybody, saying he's going to kick their A and all this other stuff. Well, they're not going to give him a controlled substance, right? I'm pretty sure it's probably painkillers or something, because he's in there intoxicated. He wanted, he's probably in pain, right? And he's threatening people. He's angry. So I'm not judging addicts. I'm sure half the people in there are addicts. That's why they need their pills. Really. Okay, I'm wishing that I can come up with something to help addicts. Alright? Honestly. My heart goes out to people. But this guy is an abusive jerk. Okay? He's threatening everybody. So, and he's a bozo. He's really, over emotional. He's out of control. He's in his addiction. He is making a fool of himself. He's making a fool of his wife. Other real men are going and comforting this woman while he's making a mockery of their marriage and making a fool of her. And she's crying and she's saying, "Why do you always have to do this?" Not, "I can't believe you're doing this." Not like she's shocked. She's like, "Why do you always have to do this?" She could have left him home and came and picked his pills up. Or something like that. But for some reason he had to come with, and had to come humiliate her, and he had to come be intoxicated and pick the pill. She could have left him at home. I don't know why he had to be there. Is he really that controlling? Like he couldn't wait in the car. He had to march on in there, go demand the pills. I don't know what the story was, okay? I don't know why he couldn't just stay home. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's his spouse. She could have picked the pills up. Sensational picks my pills up all the time. He had to go to work though, and I don't make him pick my pills up if I can go pick them up myself. I mean, if I'm not feeling well, he picks my pills up. I mean, but spouses could pick each other's pills up. It's kind of like, I don't know why she couldn't get his pills, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? So that's kind of, even if you're not a married couple yet, you can still pick each other's pills up. He did not need to be in there, I could be more eloquent and say it that way, right? So she could have just picked his pills up. He didn't need to be there. I'm pretty sure you guys know how it works. So you can put someone on your emergency contacts as a family member, even if they're domestic partner. I don't know why he needed to be in there, is what I'm trying to say. So he's in there just acting crazy. Now, what I don't understand is why it escalated like that. Where was the security guard? Okay. And why did it take so long for the pharmacists to call the security guard? What I was doing was I kind of stepped out of my place in line, and nobody stepped forward or anything like that and tried to take my place in line, because I hid behind a partition. Because if anything happened, any scraps happened or anything like that, I was not going to be in harm's way, And I just kind of hid back there, and I was kind of, I was texting Zen and just telling him, "Hey, I want you to go to work. I don't want you to come in here, but there's a bozo in the pharmacy." He said, "There's a bozo in the pharmacy." And I said, "Yeah, there's a bozo in the pharmacy." He goes, "What do you mean?" And I go, "Well, he's drunk. He's got an open bottle of Jack Daniels, and he's taking a big swig out of it right in front of God and everybody." And he goes, "Where's the security guard?" And I go, "I don't know." But they finally did call security after he threatened everybody in the place. And so finally, Like, it just seemed like there was a big Jerry Springer style whatever it was, and they finally got security in there and escorted the man out. The woman's crying, and I was just like looking at her like, you poor thing, and so they finally left and everything like that, and everyone's just like, just kind of rubbing her back and like, they're there, like, we're all feeling so bad for her, like, wow, what a bozo, He fit the criteria. He goes in the Bozo book, the book of bozos. He's on my bozo list. So, he's a little bit different than the park bozo, because he's a bozo that already belonged to her. He wasn't, like a following you bozo, like the one in the park. He's, they're man and wife. So, he belongs to her and stuff like that. So, I don't get it. The thing is, pharmacists, they're very intelligent. To be a pharm tech, you have to go to school for 9 months. You're filling script, you're dealing with people's medications. You have to go to school for that. You have to be intelligent. And then to be a pharmacist, you have to go to school for at least 4 years, 4 to 6 years. To be a pharmacist, you have to have a doctorate. These people can call security, So I said to Zen, what is that? And he said, maybe they tend to be a pacifist. And I'm like, if I was working there, that's the last thing I would be. I would be like, you know what? I'm going to put these pills aside for a minute and call 911. And he goes, well, everybody knows you're not a pacifist. And I'm like, I just felt my heart went out for that woman. And he goes, you know what? He goes, everybody knows if that was your bozo, you would not put up with that. Everybody knows that, you would teach that bozo a lesson. He goes, that lady is going to stay with that bozo. He goes, if that was your bozo, we know you wouldn't stay with that bozo. He goes, you need to stop feeling sorry for women who stay with bozos. Because she's being a bozette. You talk about those women who enable bozos. Those are bozettes. You talk about them. I'm just like, he has a point. That is the cycle of abuse. She's used to him, acting a fool, acting crazy. It might seem normal to her, but she's an enabler. He's an addict. He has a problem. But you know what? Those people are called codependents. And you know what? He's absolutely, he's asleep right there. He's absolutely right. She's an enabler. So yeah, she is being a bozette. But I do feel sorry for her. I'm not going to lie. But she's enabling him. So she's part of the problem. But that was a bozo. And I'm going to say I did go down to that pharmacy, and I was asking, and I said, so who employs you guys? Like, what would I need to do if I got a job here? And they said, well, we are employed by, and then they named the major hospital that employs them. So I'm thinking, well, that's 4-year degree. I could not just go and, take the 9 months. I couldn't just be a tech. I would need to get a doctor to actually work at that particular pharmacy. And then I'm thinking, that's not the pharmacy I want to work at. If they're going to take like 10, 15 minutes to call security, no, bro, I would just be like, bam, I would be like calling security straight away. That's not the kind of pharmacy I want to work at if they're pacifists. Because your dark mask diva is not a pacifist. I would just be like, can somebody just, I'd be like, 911. I'd be like, security, we got a bozo in here. Yeah, he's all kinds of crazy. Can we get someone in here? There's Bozo. Yeah, he's talking all kinds of mess. But there's Bozo, he's talking mess. And I would just be saying it how it is. I would just be like a different kind of pharmacist. I'd just be like, put the pills aside for a minute. I'm like, you're gonna have to wait just a moment, please. Security, there's Bozo. Yeah, we can't, no. I'm like, we're here to heal. But we can't have Bozos here. But I talked to another friend who's also a YouTuber, and he goes, you have to remember, he goes, whenever you leave the pharmacy, there's a bunch of addicts outside. And I go, oh yeah, they all want to see, if I'll sell them something. And he goes, yeah. And I go, I don't have anything for you. I don't have anything fun. I go, they don't give me anything fun. They just, I'm getting older. They just give me things that I need for my conditions. I go, they don't give me anything fun anymore. I haven't been in any accidents lately or anything like that. I don't have anything that makes me feel good anymore. I don't have any good pain pills or anything like that. It's, if they gave me anything like that, it's not like I'd want to give it to anyone else. You know what I'm saying? They're not. I'm on the do not give fun things to list or whatever. And they're all, and it's sad. They all hang out and they're looking at me like, she doesn't even look sick. I don't think she's gonna sell us anything. No, she doesn't. They ask anyway. They ask for everything. From opiates to benzos to whatever. They go down the list and ask me if I have this, that. I'm like, look, man, I don't have anything fun. I don't. And you don't want what I take. Trust me, you really don't. And I go, I'm sorry, God bless you. But I really don't, and I'm telling you, I do not look down on addicts. But the Bozo, that Bozo would not last 5 minutes with me. And sounds right. Don't enable addicts who are making a fool. He's making a fool out of her. He was triggering her emotions. And that's what bozos do. They actually like to, the best thing to do with bozos is to be unbothered. Well, the best thing to do with, how can I say this? Feminine men is to be unbothered. Because what they try to do is they try to stir your emotions up and to bother your emotions. They really just want to get you, they want to trigger you to make you unstable. And he was making her unstable. And I think being around somebody like that is just absolutely crazy making. And you can tell that she has just been around him for just too long, and she was emotionally unstable because of him. And I was feeling badly for her because of that. But, Zen said, she stays with him. But I think that's just the long term. She's reacting long term from just being around him, and she doesn't. I don't think she really realizes how much she's contributing to her own madness. And I hope that she can get away from him. And he said, yeah, they probably called the cops and had him arrested. And I really hope so. I hope it was like a bye-bye, Bozo. So I really hope that I don't see that Bozo again. But I think I kind of went off. I think I went off topic for a minute. I think I was trying to say that my friend said that the addicts are outside. He goes, watch out, because you walk inside and they're also inside. He goes, you forget, you walk into, shaking the table. He goes, you walk in, and he goes, you forget how many addicts are inside too. They're in there and they're hooked on all those drugs. And I'm like, I used to be one of them. I did, for 10 years. But I didn't go in there intoxicated. I wasn't a mess. I would just go in and get my pills and I would leave. You know, I wasn't a mess of an addict. I wasn't putting people through things. I would go in on time every single time, get my pills, and leave. I just was not. I was a functioning addict. I wasn't a mess of an addict. And I kicked my own habits. But just because I wasn't a mess doesn't mean I wasn't an addict. I just got out of it. But I was not a burden on people. And I'm not saying that makes me better. I'm just saying I forget that other people are showing themselves as addicts, even though I didn't. But I was on benzodiazepines for 10 years. And I forget, you know. I forget that I did not cause problems for people, so I forget that other people do. They do, you know. But this November 29, I will have 4 years clean. Yeah. Alright? So, anyways, otherworldlies, God bless everybody, and I'll see you next time. No bozos, okay?